the Orks. Known for their love of carnage, battle, and devastation, they stand out in the 40k universe for more than just their iconic green skin. The biologically engineered species wages war using technology that should not work, minds that do not appear to be the sharpest, and a distinct lack of fear that even a Khorne berserker envies. The Orks are a savage and relentless race, driven by an insatiable thirst for violence and conquest. Created by the mysterious ancient race named the Old Ones, whom the Orks refer to as Brain Boys, the green-skinned warriors were created to battle the mighty Necrons in the War in Heaven. The Orks were originally dubbed the Krork and were much larger and deadlier, but over time, due to genetic degradation and possible enemy interference, they transformed into the smaller but still deadly Orks we see today. Despite this lessening in power, they are extremely formidable and very hard to kill. Orks have even been known to survive decapitation. An enemy of one legendary war boss was beheaded, only for it to be reattached just so they could be made headless once more. A typical Ork would make light work of the average Imperial man, and a standard Imperial weapon such as a lasgun would have a hard time stopping a charging Ork warrior. With the right weaponry and circumstance, a particularly ferocious Ork would give even a hardened Space Marine difficulty, and there is seldom just one Ork to tackle. The aggressive species are genderless, springing from holes in the ground as young Orks before finding their role in their local Ork society, more often than not living a short and violent life. Orks are more closely related to fungi than they are to mankind. Their airborne spores spread and eventually grow into various orkoid creatures, ranging from squigs and grotlings, all the way up to orc boys, depending on the conditions and how long they are left to grow. All Orks are born with the knowledge to fight and operate basic machinery. They are embedded with a genetic code that grants them inherent ability to perform these tasks, despite lacking the critical thinking to understand most things. Despite their primitive appearance and demeanor, Orks possess a remarkable knack for technology passed down through their genetic makeup, from ramshackle tanks to cobbled-together guns and even mighty battle titans. Their creations may seem crude, but they get the job done, often with surprising effectiveness. It is believed that the Orks' innate psychic power assists their creations. For instance, Orks have been known to make their vehicles faster by painting them red, and purely because they believe it should work, it does. Physically imposing and with skin as green as envy, Orks are the embodiment of raw strength and primal aggression. They live to fight and conquer, and will often fight amongst themselves when they lack a direction or an enemy to conquer. The biggest challenge of an aspiring war boss is getting the Orks to stop fighting each other long enough to strengthen their forces and build up a Waaagh. At the top of Ork society stand the war bosses, towering leaders who command respect through sheer brute force and cunning. Having battled, tricked, or murdered their way past other powerful Orks, the most devious and cunning will climb the ranks and attract smaller Orks under their banner, literally growing in size and strength as their power grows with them. What truly sets the Orks apart is their Waaagh, a psychic energy that binds them together, giving them strength and intelligence that grows with their numbers. This psychic field unites and attracts Orks, giving them the momentum and boost needed to work together to conquer as much of the galaxy as possible, with their ultimate ambition being to turn the very stars green. When Orks get together to form a Waaagh, they can become such an unstoppable force that they can wipe out entire civilizations. Even if a defender can defeat them, the Ork will relish the challenge and reform to try again until they break the enemy. The Orks worship two gods. The first, named Gork, is the god of clobbering, smashing, breaking, and pummeling. Gork is the favored god by the simple battle Ork, who wants nothing more than to charge their enemies head-on. The second is named Mork, and this god is preferred by the thinking orcs who like to plan their battles and devise clever schemes. Mork is more known for his cunning and deception, and of the two is more intelligent, although they both are gods of war and destruction. The orcs say that Gork is brutal but cunning, and Mork is cunning but brutal. For the orcs, war is not just a means to an end. It's a way of life, an eternal cycle of battle, victory, and glory. And in a galaxy consumed by conflict, the orcs are always ready to answer the call to arms, eager to test their strength against any who dare to stand in their way. For in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only one truth. The green tide is coming, and will consume all.